Hey guys, welcome to our channel. So we've been decoding Guns N' Roses better, and get right into it. So you've got the word broken changed to the word troubled. You got the word ever changed to the word never, and B is still in the word troubled. R is still in the word troubled, so you're crossing these letters off, guys. O is still in the word troubled, and E is still in the word troubled. What you're left with is KNTULD. So you bring KNTULD down. Ever changed to never. Ever is still in there, but N popped up. So you cross off ever, and you're left with this N, and you bring the N down. Now we've got these extractions so far to go through: the stock market, genetics, medical, chemical, research groups, and finance. Finance institutions is what we're looking for. Sometimes you get banks, sometimes you get credit unions, sometimes you just get financial places. Sometimes you get financial statements, But now we're on technology. All right, that's another. And again, these categories made themselves before we were doing categories. Phoenix pointed out that they were falling into categories, so we started running them that way to see how much was really there. And there's a lot. All right, and it goes through both ways, forwards and backwards. So here we go. KNT ends up being KNT Technologies Incorporated. With KNT, you also have KNT Technology. You also have KNT Manufacturing. And so that's KNT. And if you move on from that, and I'll show you what I did here. Once again, if anybody ever missed it, you got K. I did KNT, and then I backed up, and I'm taking KN by itself. And KN by itself ends up being KN Technologies, and they're out of Pakistan. You also have KN Tech Solutions, or Technology Solutions, Tech Solutions. You also have KN Technology in India, and you also have KN Tech Company, global-based company. So you got quite a few with KN there. And I'll provide these links, guys, or I might just provide the searches. We'll see for some of these. But anyway, if you move on from that, so then we did KNT, then we did KN. Now we're going to move on from KN and do NTU. We're taking the same N, right? These things are in layers. So NTU ends up being, once again, Nanyang Technological University. And that came up again every time, guys. These guys came up every time. Their fingerprints are all over this. And I would be very surprised if they don't end up being our culprit. So for this song change. So if you move on from that, you get TU, which ends up being TU, Information Technology University of Tulsa University. Right? TU is also Eindhoven University of Technology. And let's just go there real quick if I can. Right here. TU/E. And they're a University of Technology. So if you move on from that, you got UL, which ends up being UL Consumer Technology. I don't think I have to really, there ain't much here, but they're UL Consumer Technology. So that could easily be calculated, or they could have made the I don't think they made the calculation. I really think this Nanyang Technological University is, in my mind, they're it. They're all over it. So, but UL Consumer Technology, and then if you move on from that, you have LDN, and LDN ends up being LDN Technologies Ltd. or Technology Ltd. All right, it's LTN, or LDN, excuse me. We're still coming forward, guys. LDN also ends up being LDN target settings, a technical guide. It also, also coming up is low dose naltrexone. Again, apparently that's a pretty important thing to calculate. And LDN also ends up being LDN Research LLC. And they deal with technology. Biotech, it looks like. What's that? Oh, low dose naltrexone biotech. It's low dose naltrexone. It's all over, though. LDN technology is at the core of what we do. It's exactly why it's not a separate department. It's woven through the whole organization. This is the LDN thing. I'm just going to click in here real quick and make sure. Yes, that's what I wanted. Technology and platform strategy. So technology is at the core of what we do. That's exactly why it's not a separate department. It's woven throughout the whole organization. We believe that compartmentalizing strategic technologies is in a separate department diminishes the responsibility every competency and individual throughout the organization should feel for understanding the strategic goals of our client. So that's just a little bit paragraph about them, but again, it's there, but I'm still leaning towards, and you notice we got a lot of LDN. LDN research, where is that? I wanted to look at that because I know is not it. One moment, guys. Let's just. I wanted to read about this research, LDN research. Aha. Jill Smith and LDN Research LLC, whose members are Dr. INS Zagon and Dr. Patricia. Oh, it looks like they got a patent. Oh, they deal with low dose naltrexone too. Okay, interesting. All right, sorry guys. Moving on. Trying to get through this. You left with DN. Now, just for those who we're at the end here, we did LDN, and now I'm backing up and taking DN by itself. I've done that several times throughout here, but I'm just showing you there at the end and the beginning. DN ends up being DN Technology and DN Technologies. All right, they're like companies. Okay, that gets you through going forward. Now we're coming back, and I started with ND, North Dakota, the state. Remember, anything can be hit there. And you end up with ND Technology, Fremont, California, not North Dakota. But you also end up with ND is Tech ND, North Dakota. And also NDR Technology Services in North Dakota. So you got a couple of things there that come up North Dakota. And again, they can calculate anything within that state with that code. But if you move on from that, you got NDL. Now, of course, if anybody we're coming back, we did ND, and now we backed up and we're doing NDL. And NDL ends up being NDL Technologies. Also, NDL ends up being Network Data Link, for what that's worth. Then if you move on from that, you have ULT, or LUT, excuse me, LUT coming back. And LUT ends up being LUT University of Nuclear, or LUT University Nuclear Engineering Lab. Nuclear engineering lab. You heard me right. They could have had the quantum computer, but I think they got calculated, guys. I think everything in here got calculated by Nanyang Technological University. That's what I think. Doesn't matter what I think. At the end of the day, it's going to be about what it is. But right now, guys, I'm calling them out. They did this to my song. That's what I think. But I could be wrong. But anyway, LU ends up being LU Interactive Playground. And I read about this because I was interested in that phrase. And what they have is they take, if you go to, they're in a gym, and they can project stuff on the wall, and you can interact with, it's like a video game in the gym, like a virtual world in the gym that you play a video game on. Cool technology. I don't know if it's good technology, because then you got the kids doing virtual stuff instead of out actually doing stuff, right? I don't know how good that is, but that's what you got. They calculated it. And if you move on from that and see, now we did LUT. Now we're going to do UT. No, we're going to do LU and UT. So we did LUT. Now we're going to do LU by itself, and then we will do UT by itself. You see how this is going? And there's layers of stuff here. If you look, LU or LU, we did. Oh, excuse me, that was not LUT. LU was the interactive playground. Okay, that was LU. LU interactive playground. If you move on from that, like I showed you, you have UT. UT ends up being Information Tech University of Texas. Information Technology, University of Texas. All right. So, 1 second, guys. All right, sorry about that, guys. So there you got something from the University of Texas, anyway. And if you move on from that, you have UTN, which ends up being National Technological University in Argentina. And I put that in parentheses and underline it so I remembered to tell you that if anybody missed it, Coleman Shemy, who we got out of the Dire Straits changes, Coleman Shemy was an artist. The changes directly were Shemi, and that was his last name. And Coleman Shemy, the artist, is from Argentina. So we have a connection to another Mandela effect right here. So that's interesting that that's there. And we have another, we pegged a quantum computer user from Argentina, Coleman Shemy. All right. So anyway, that was worthy of note for sure. But moving on from that, you have TN, which we're going to do from now on, Tennessee. And you end up finding Tennessee College of Applied Technology. That's all that really came up. But hey, it's there. They could have calculated it. And also anything else in Tennessee, by the way. Anything. Anybody. But if you move on from that, you have TNK. And if you want to see what we did there, there's Tennessee. There is TN coming back. Then we back it up and we did TNK. And TNK ends up being Technology by TNK, and it looks pretty Chinese. Chinese Democracy, Nanyang Technological University. A lot of Chinese stuff coming up, guys, in this one. Chinese Democracy. Seems pretty blatant to me, but then we'll find out if I'm right. But I'll provide the link. And the last one happens to be NK, which is the last two letters, and that ends up being NK Technologies, Continuous Improvement and Product Development. They just scroll through some stuff here. We listen, we fit the product to your application, we deliver. So they deal with technology, customer service. Don't know how important they are, but it's definitely there. So I'd say it's all important because it's right here in these changes. Undeniably, all this stuff is undeniably right here within this code. So I don't know how unimportant any of it is. Even if it looks unimportant, it's still there. It still could have been calculated and probably was. That's the thing. It probably was. Even stuff that doesn't make the video, that doesn't seem all that important, like because you're writing it all down. Pages, guys. This is 7 letters, and we're on like page 7 or 8. And if I wrote everything down, we'd never get done. So all this and more is in this code. But I ran this video longer than I wanted it, so we're going to let this one go at that. So for now, thanks for all your thumbs up, thumbs down when appropriate. Thanks for all your comments, leads, feedback, and subscriptions. Oh, and we'll get through this. I noticed that I thought we were at binary, but we were like one on the Bible, and we were like one category away from binary with the numbers, I believe. So we weren't as far as I thought. I went and looked. We were in the numbers though. And we'll get to the Stouffer's Craft Stovetop, and we'll get to Danny's Maps, and we will also get to Phoenix's I Love Rock and Roll. I meant to mention that. That's on our list now too. He wanted to get to the bottom of that. That's only 3 letters. I did the extraction just to look at it. There's only 3 letters there, so it'll be interesting. I already got a random hit just to show, let Phoenix know what was there. But we'll do the categories. We'll decode the whole thing. So that'll be coming up too. And if anybody else has anything else that they want looked at, see if we can find anything, let us know and we'll try. So for now, thanks for all your we already went through that. A lot of information, guys. So my brain. So for now, thanks for watching, and for now, you guys have a great rest of your day.